name's Kerry Ritchie. I want to talk about Scott Hinson. From as young as Scott was, in 14, 15 years old, he knew he wanted to be a firefighter. He joined the local volunteer junior firefighters, worked his way up to being a regular firefighter after he come of age. And when the local municipality started hiring, he got in, got his job, and the rest of it's history. It's real good stuff.
Tim Cranshaw, I'm here to honor Scott Hinson. He was a fellow firefighter, but he was more of like a brother to me. We worked not only with the fire department, we worked on our days off together doing construction work. I put it this way, the first time I took him to my house, introduced him to my parents, he was like my mother's third son, or fourth son, I should say. He was just like a brother to me. He was a great friend. He'd do anything for you. Of course, I'd do anything for him, and we always told each other, if I had something you needed, you're welcome to it, and vice versa. You don't get anybody any better than him.
Okay. The person that Scott was he was always there. You never had to ask him twice. One day I needed 2 trees cut down in my house, and I was on shift and he was off for a holiday. And I said, hey, how about meet me up at the house tomorrow and we cut these trees down? We get off at 8 o'clock in the morning. My phone goes off at 7:15, says 2 trees are on the ground. See you, bye. You just couldn't dream up somebody to be the guy that Scott was. He was just always there. He loved helping people. It didn't matter who you were, because when the alarm goes off, it doesn't say, hey, this rich guy needs help, or hey, this homeless guy needs help. The alarm goes off, you get on truck and you go. And Scott was the same way. I told him about a veteran that needed help in his house, and he actually took a holiday when he wasn't supposed to and went up there and helped him. And it didn't matter. If somebody said somebody needed help, he dropped it and he went.
He didn't have no brothers. I think he lost his dad at an early age. Just to be able to get out and do something meant a lot to him. And like Kerry said, he would help you do anything. And it's not only with us, but the other guys on the fire department. When we first joined the fire department, I think when Scott joined, there was just 3 stations. Then it's grown up to 11 or 12 stations now, and it's just, we're more close together and more family oriented, and we felt more as a brotherhood then, to me, than what the guys have got now. And example I give you on that, one of our firefighter brothers, his son is in the Citadel, and to get that ring means a lot. And you show that ring to somebody, it means a lot. And like he told me one day, he said, Tim, when we first got on the fire department, if you needed a brother to do something, all you got to do was ask. He said, now, you can ask, but they don't show up like they used to when we needed help.
Scott to us was, he didn't have a brother, and his father passed away early. And I think that he lived that part through us. With Tim's parents, he was always there, and it was mom and dad. And that's the way it was. Of course, he'd come down, if I needed help at my mother's house, he'd come down there, and he was treated like family. And you gotta realize when you wake up in the morning and go to work with certain guys, and you sleep with them, you spend all day with them, you do things that people just wouldn't dream you have to do, and you become more than family. And Scott needed help, Scott got help. We needed help, Scott was always there. And it's just a good testament of what he was. He never asked why. He's just always, all right, we'll be there. And knowing that on his part-time job, we were taking time away from it, but yet he didn't care. He loved to be there. He just loved to have a big family.
The chief we had, you couldn't ask for any better. He'd done everything possible. Even when Scott found out he had his cancer, he let him stay on duty and work. He had told him we was at a station, the airport station. Everybody called it the retirement home. And he told me, he said, just go out there and sit. We need you, we're gonna call you. But if you need to just sit out there and take your time, do what you need to do, just stay healthy out there, you know. And he worked with him when Scott passed away. Couldn't ask for more what the fire department done for his family. Looked after them, and they were an amazing group of guys.
It's hard to explain how all that works, because a lot of things happen behind the scenes. Like our chief, he's way younger than us, but he's always there, and he's always thinking ahead. He's taking care of everything. And you know, when you talk to Scott's wife, well, do you need to do this? And said no. Jake had already taken care of everything, and you know, it's just a big load off. I mean, like the pallbearers, getting the fire truck ready to take him to the cemetery and everything like that. And Scott asked Jake if he could get him the American flag that had the red stripe down it. And when Scott passed, the very next day he sent a guy to Georgia, and there was 2 down there, and he got both of them. It's unseen support. You just never realize that it's there, but it's just always there, you know. People that, and even the new people that we don't know, the people at the funeral had no idea who Scott was, but they were still right there. And Tim and I had to speak at the funeral. That was a joke, but we laughed, and had a lot of people that we had no idea who they were, saying that, you know, they were great stories. You know, it was just great to listen to them, and you know, they're just always there. They're standing in the wings, never bothering you, but if you need them, they're just right there. There's billions of them. It was the simple things. When he started getting sick, we were like 8 years into it, and he got to where he had no stamina, and they would go down to Sanibel Island with their travel trailer, and he come over one day and he asked me, he said, would you mind driving down there with me, because I can go for like an hour and then I'm asleep. No problem. So the trip down there was great, and but when we got to go back a couple months later, Tim and I both went and came back with him, but Beverly made some little day trips for us. We were going to ride a jet boat through the Everglades, and we laughed the whole time down there. And we actually saw a fire, and we called it in and asked Jake if we could go, you know, be back on the clock and go over there and help fight fire and everything. But it was just, you know, it's one thing after another. There's never a dull moment, especially when you get 3 of us together. And we just laughed at anything and everything. And we went on a little fishing trip, and the boat captain, he called. We were up in front of the boat, and he called us out saying, you know, we knew y'all were going to be trouble, and we were, you know, so. But it's just never ending, and you know, we could talk for 33 years and tell you stories. But
Scott never wanted anybody to feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
He when he first found out he had cancer, he told me, he said, look, they give me less than 2 years to live. I said, what? You know. Then Beverly took him to Texas. That extended. He told me, he said, it extended my life. And like I said, never want anybody to feel sorry for him. He'd joke about it. Didn't care how you joked about it. I'm going to give you an example of joking about it. We worked together. We done construction work. You know, we remodeled his wife's houses that she rented. And we'd always take our hand and hit something. Don't do that, you'll get hand cancer. Even with him having cancer, he'd tell me, don't do that. Or one good thing, me and Carrie and Scott, when Scott got where he couldn't walk, he had an old Camaro. We put him in it, and we started driving around town everywhere. We come up to the ballpark in Kannapolis there, and it's real crowded. Bunch of people around at a roundabout. I told Carrie we'd stop there. I said, Carrie, You ought to do a burnout right now. He said, we can't go nowhere. I said, that's all right, me and you can get out and run. Scott sat here in the car, and Scott said, y'all would just leave me here, and the cops come up, tell me to get out. I can't get out, and then they drag me out and beat me up. I said, well, hey, what are friends for? We'd be in the background rooting you on. That was, I don't know, that's just good memories.
For Scott to get up every day and know that this could be it, that never, it was always something. If it wasn't with Tim and I, it was with Bradley. It was with, it didn't matter. It was somebody. And he had a different relationship with everybody, but he could also bring everybody together. We got to where we were having breakfast, and he called me one day. We had breakfast set up for Saturday morning, and everybody was going to be there. And he said, I can't make breakfast. We're going to have to do lunch, because he just got so down. And I told everybody, I said, everybody's already texted, and they said they want to do lunch instead of breakfast anyway. So if you could just handle that, so I took it off of him and put it all on us. And when he got up there, he said, I can't believe all y'all come out here to see me. And, he said, well, that's okay. Jake's sitting over there and he's got credit cards. That's why everybody's here. So we'd put it on each other, we'd take it off each other. And Scott was always, he just wanted to be there with everybody. We were always there for each other. Like I said, he got up every morning and lived life to the fullest. Most people would say, well, I'm not going to do this because, I've got cancer and I'm dying, but he wanted to travel the country. He got up every morning and he drove hard, drove forward, but he never said, why me? He loved to have fun.
Faithful fella. Scott was faithful to his family, his friends. Like I said, anytime you needed something, he was there for you. A good Christian guy.
Scott, more than a word. Lovable.
Here's to you, with that smile on your face. Here's to you, and what I won't raise to this moment we share, to the love